dive right in. Follow my lead. I found a girl.
Aibo. My name is Rita Tumhimse and I'm the cooking nurse too.
My name is Agrina Sasla. I'm a creative and a businessman. And also the humble one and silent one and everything good in this relationship.
But you're going to say I'm so and so. Bawa. Mateka. We met on Facebook. 2012, 2013. We met on Facebook in the comment section.
She was commenting on my Facebook posts and she was the only lady challenging me at that time on the post I was posting. So I was curious to know who this lady was. She was very confident in her comments, I would tell. So this day happens and I get to go to her school, the nursing school in Ishaka, to visit her. I first made her friends who later called her. And when she came out,
well, I imagine she's the one.
I don't know if it's a thing, but there's this inner feeling like it strikes you. Because she came and the first thing I saw was her eyes. She looked at me with confidence and she was really, really beautiful. She later comes close and greets me. But what really made, what was the icing on the cake was the confidence in her speech, the humor while we talked, the truthfulness in not hiding nothing. She would give me everything raw and challenge me more even than she was challenging me on the posts.
So my first impression was, oh, he's proud. So the first time I met him, we had talked so much about him as girls, you know. So like, oh my God, that boy is called Nasashira and he calls himself Nasas. So he was, to me, he came off as a proud boy and my job was to tame him, humble him. That was my job. But I realized we matched on a little bit. We got along together, so, but I tamed him.
And am I proud?
Yeah.
Am I?
More than me. Where I go, where? When I first met him, I was in a dance relationship. You know, you're just 19 and you don't know what is happening. So me, I thought I was in a relationship and I even told him, but I realized I was talking to him more often than I would talk to the alleged boyfriend back in the day. So I think I realized I was in love after my 20th birthday when he paid for my birthday venue, 50K. He paid and he bought us tea. It was, I think, 10K. And I was like, oh my God, he's rich. I was like, yes, he cares. He's like really caring. So I think he's the one. So me, from that moment, I moved on from now this relationship. I was like, me, I think I'm in love with this one. Hey, that's how we are here now.
And by the way, talking of that party, I'll give thanks to my mom because she gave me a lot of advice, of course, about relationships, but she would give me what I needed. So I told her about that.
Mama is the one who gave you money for the birthday?
Yeah, she didn't give me money for the birthday. I didn't literally talk about the birthday. but she's the one who gave me money for whatever I asked for. What I told her wasn't a lie. But she gave me the money that...
You need to refund that money 100 times sharp.
Yeah, it was around 260.
You only gave me like 60K.
The reason was big.
By the way, no. I don't think I have realized yet.
But I remember you were looking for a venue. We went, is it Cielo?
It was called corporate something. She's in the corporate place. And you paid, and you even bought for us tea.
And your friends.
Tea of 10K.
Big guy.
Big guy. So when did you realize we're in love?
When did I
Because it took you a
realize?
minute.
My realization came late. It was Zanta.
Oh, that is almost a whole year after school. That was 2015.
Yeah. It was in
Was food
Zanta.
part of this realization?
Yeah, it was.
Food.
Yeah.
So your stomach told your brain what to say.
So later on, Rita comes to Kampala and starts working. There's a whole story about how we met in Kampala. And she ends up in Zanta in a clinic where I would leave work on weekends and come to check on you sometimes. So apart from the long calls we had then, apart from the too much SMSs and inboxes, there was a gap. It was a long distance. So here you're closer. The care, the humor, we usually don't like this, but the understanding.
I've been an understanding girlfriend for quite a whole minute. Very wrong, by the way. It's time to change.
The understanding, I really could tell that.
Material truth.
Material truth. And like everything then was screaming, marry her, you love her, you feel for her. You would get back home and would be thinking about, even you might remember in Zanta, it's when I started bringing you things. I'm bringing you a carpet here, I'm bringing you, was it curtains or what? I don't remember.
Yeah. But I think it was the carpet.
And something, and things for the house. A few that I could manage then because I was really, After a while, she joined pageantry, and she was in Miss Tourism Ankole, which she did well, then came to Miss Tourism Uganda competitions. Why are you doing that?
What if you're one away?
So she came to Miss Tourism Uganda. There is this day, Miss Tourism actually also told me how much I really felt for it, because it was a huge investment. Literally, all my friends had to make sure they vote. I had to grab their computers and make them vote. I had to grab their phones and make them vote. So they all kept asking me, who is she, who is she? Then, so this day, my memorable day, it was elimination night. I live Makindye. Yeah, I live Makindye. And head to what's the name of the beach again?
I don't know really,
Yeah,
but it's in Entebbe opposite to the zoo.
I go to that beach, but the elimination was happening in the evening, in the night. So traveling from this side for a broke me to Entebbe to stay all this long, it was really hard for me. I prepare myself, my girlfriend is in the competitions, we have to win this, I've already promised my friends this and that. So I went with Blair to the venue, and the elimination party starts. Later on, she comes out on the interview session. Oh my God. I never screamed louder than I ever did that day.
I'm sure.
I never screamed your name louder than that.
You needed to do better.
She really performed so well.
I am a sentimental person. I remember almost all details, but how we were in a situation with not much, and it was my birthday, the 21st or 22nd birthday, and we took a taxi to what is this place? Queen's Way, Shire Queen. We walked to Nakasero Market. We were going to go and buy buns from there was a bread house, Hot Loaf. We were going to buy buns, but like have a moment and spend time in town. And what else are you going to do? Because you don't have a party, you don't have anything you're going to do. So we were walking. I think we had like about 27,000 all together combined, all of us. So we passed Nakasero. I still know the shop, but the shop I think shifted the merchandise. They no longer sell cakes because I go to Nakasero Market so much now. But we bought a small cake. It was I think 20K. And then we got I think a soda and remained with enough to go and get chicken tonight. KFC was not so prominent.
Yeah, chicken tonight was our thing.
Yeah, chicken tonight was like when you want to treat yourself, you go chicken tonight. It's just 6K, but you're treating yourself. You understand, yeah? So I think we passed by chicken tonight and got chips, and then took taxis. There were 500 each person, so that was like 1K, and we went back home. And we cut the cake and had our soda and chips, and it was a fondant cake.
Very hard ice.
Fondant or royal icing, but it was hard and preserved inside. I've not tasted something like that again. It's because now I can bake, so I don't buy.
We also had that cake for a while.
Yeah.
Master had taken
We
us
kept it
almost
for like 3 days.
Like 3 days, yeah.
Like we make our tea, like in the morning, not milk tea, like water, yeah? And then we have it. But it was my first birthday cake to start with. And I remember that because now I passed there. So, yeah. And also another time he took me to Gaba Beach. Sorry for another day. But I remember it. In my opinion, is courtesy, communication, and money. We have, I think, improved our relationship by openly talking about money, which is not actually very long ago, but not giving money so much power over so many things, and learning to communicate small details of no one is going to beat you, no one is asking you where you have been, no one is going to tell you, oh, don't go to town, or don't do this, because him and I, same was up, we're the same age, so no one is trying to tell someone, oh, don't do this, don't do that, with no reason. So it's like, you're going to do this, how can I help, or how can I come through? So that communication in the beginning was really a hassle, I would say. I came in defensive. A man is not going to tell me what to do, especially if I'm providing for myself. He came in strong with the ego of, I'm the man of the house. You don't get to ask me, oh, where are you going? Where were you? What are you doing? Where's the money? How much are you making? You don't come to ask that. But then now we have, I think, come to an understanding that we are more of a team than individuals. So the earlier we work on these things together, the better for us. And I think this is happening now for a reason, because it couldn't have happened before.
Yeah. One of the most I can clearly or vividly say, apart from the ones you've said, is self-love. Self-love. We're very hard on ourselves, both of us. I was very workaholic, and she was equally a go-getter. Those friends who know her know what I really do mean. She was a go-getter, was workaholic. We didn't give ourselves much attention. We had a broke mentality. Is that the right word?
Scarcity.
Scarcity mentality. You can't do anything much for yourself. We've outgrown that stage now. We are in a better place. we can best plan for the list we have for ourselves and we can give ourselves. The other challenge was probably way before was long distance. Long distance at some point disturbed us. She was in Mbarara, I was in Kampala. I had to travel every other time to Mbarara. By then, it was a family. There was a handsome boy, Sky. So I had to go to Mbarara every other time to check on them. Long distance was really a hassle for me. Partnership, right? Partnership.
I think so.
Partnership.
Because again,
Thank you on that.
a relationship does not exist if people are not partners.
Yeah.
And I would say for me it's growth, that there's room for each one of us to grow as individuals, but also still be partners in a particular ship that is sailing.
Friendship. I think friendship stands out most. We've been friends for 12, 11 years now. So friendship best describes our relationship.
And I would also say far from perfect. I know online it's been a little bit intense a while ago, but I want to tell you that it's far from perfect. We are still humans, and here and there we have our imperfections, and we just aim at working through them and being partners, being friends, and learning to grow or outgrow those imperfections.
That's so true.
Yeah. He did not propose. I got pregnant. When I got pregnant accidentally, I called him. I had trauma from my family. Some people had gotten pregnant without being married, and I did not have options of co-parenting, of having a child with this person, and they don't want to be in this relationship with me. It's been 5 years, and I remember even telling him before I found out I was pregnant that next year if you don't come home, you can as well just stay in your own house. So when I called him and I tell him, "Oh, I'm pregnant," he's like, "Yo, have you told mom?" I say, "No." Call home first, find out when we can visit, find out how much they will charge us for dowry, and let us set dates for going home. So I think the proposal happens, or maybe an engagement, not really a proposal, because I would say even up to that time, we were not ready. I personally was not ready. Yes, I wanted a child at 25. I was 24 when that happened, but I did not know what to do with another person as a husband. Yeah, so there was no proposal.
Yeah.
But that was a child.
I remember you called me and
I threatened actually. I said, "Oh, I'm pregnant. Are you in or you're out? Because if you're out, I want you as far as possible, as you can possibly run to."
And I laughed.
Yeah, they're like, shut up. Just don't think about termination.
Actually, after threatening me, I only told you, don't think about the termination, but I'll call you again. I didn't tell you immediately there and then. So when I called you again, it's when I told you. I actually was in my office seat, then went in another room and sat and started thinking. It's when I call you back. The statements I was telling you of call home, it's a decision I had made way back. It's only that
there was no fuel.
You'd look at it like you're going to someone's home to pick their daughter. You literally don't have much. And that's quote unquote what I thought. I couldn't think that would happen then. As equally had this confidence of I'm young, I was still young also, so I can't be going there now. But when you told me that, I was like, no way. And way before our conversations also spoke so much about respecting the kids how we get kids, the kind of families we bring up, and breaking certain norms from our backgrounds.
Yeah, I still need the proposal. Yeah, you're going to do it after the wedding, but I still need it. You can do. You have a ring?
No, I don't.
Something? Nothing. Truthfully, I have never envisioned myself as a bride in the gown or walking down the aisle, or maybe because it's not something I grew up seeing or admiring that much. So for me, to the wedding, I hate even the fact that I'm going to just be the bride seated. All my life, I've always been a service provider and making other people's functions probably go well, like do makeup, perform, help run errands here and there. So I still cannot fathom the fact that I'm going to be seated up there and listen and just watch everyone do things how they want without actually putting their eyes. So I'm also looking forward probably to the memories of the day. I want to be as present as I possibly can and letting everything absorb everything that I can absorb, because it's not as extravagant as it would have been in the past. It's something we are doing now with an understanding of how we want it to go. So I just look forward to the presence of everything that is going to happen on the D-Day. And then you can ask me how I felt after the wedding.
Not my sort. Sincerely speaking, what is mostly on my mind now is what kind of memory am I going to create. I truly want to be in the moment and focus more on the memories that will be created that day. And give less of the effort of anything that may go wrong. I just want to focus on the D-Day. I pray that the day is as colorful as I hope it will be.
Personally, being married to an architect, I am just looking out or dreaming about my country home, which I want as soon as a breath takes.
You want a home, you want a kitchen?
A country home. There's no home without a kitchen.
No, that can be a home.
I need a whole floor of a kitchen and kitchen stuff. And
that's what I'm saying. The biggest part you need in that home is a kitchen.
And a garden.
And a forest?
The forest is yours. I just want a garden.
Cabins?
Yeah. All of that. I want us to travel to villages in other places and see everything. I want to sit down in the future and listen to our children tell a completely different story of how they experienced their parents from what we are telling of how we experience our own parents. I look forward the dreams of not being the background, like, because me, I'm not a humble person.
Really?
I'm not a very humble person, but it's because,
You're not
because I don't have money.
Or not a very humble person?
I'm not a humble person at all. The humbleness you are seeing is because of the situation. The situation is stable. I'm not a very humble person. So I look forward to my children not ever having to say, oh, because of the humble background, that is why it turned out like this. Oh, I grew up in a humble background, because who is humble? Who are you referring to?
I get you.
Yeah, so, yeah. Also look forward to more children.
Are we still on 6?
We who?
Me and you.
Oh, you're carrying the rest too. You have a stomach too.
It was something like a covenant when we first met.
Not a covenant, you were in it alone. Plus, you have already put it out on it out of it on child number 2.
No, it's the means. You don't know.
It's the humbleness, eh? You have that situation has humbled you, but you personally, you are not humble.
We've talked about travel a number of times throughout all these years. and it's something that we've not really worked on. It's a dream that we all have, and she has it much more. She likes experiencing different cultures, meeting different people, and having the realness of every new place they go to. So I pray that us and our children get to travel more and experience these cultures and see new people, have new experiences together.
My biggest dream is the family I bring up.
The family bring up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the kind of family we bring up, the attention we give to the children, and mostly the relationship we have with our children, what we do for them, and mostly being available for all of our children, even if it is the least of the moment. And I like some of the intentional habits you bring in the home. There's a habit of photos every other time you're moving out.
Keep memories, and make them feel like even when you're not here, you are there. You have loved them.
You'll get it as raw as what? But she will give it to you she'll give you the advice, the message, everything in its most raw format.
Now you understand that I'm not humble? Now you agree? Yes, even that means that I'm not humble.
So I love that most about her. She will tell it to you as raw as it should be. If you did wrong, expect a blunt reply. If you did right, if you're beautiful, if you're handsome, if everything will come as raw as it is. And that's the most thing I like. It tells a lot of other things, the confidence, I also love your intention, the intention you put to the things you love. You've made cooking an art. At times you serve a meal at home, and everyone really is yearning to have lunch. Our children now run to the kitchen to prepare these things with you. You've tried out other things, and everything you touch, you give it your most effort. Remember when you're doing makeup, remember when you're doing
your ability to stretch yourself. That if I introduce you to a project or I tell you something I want to do, I don't have to do it. I do not have to show up and start sourcing for this and this. Like the bigger part, you have selflessly done things for me. I want to be a makeup artist. I have a vanity. I have makeup sourced. I have, so I just have to mention what I want, clear down whatever I want done, and I go and sleep. Explains why I'm bigger than you. The other thing is your ability to not take things at heart. I know I have heard stories of men and the ego that men carry around that have led to so many families and beautiful relationships breaking because the man just cannot come out to sit down and probably listen to what the woman has to say, because to them, you're just a woman. What are you saying? What do you know? To them, I'm the head of the family. What better thing can you bring to the table apart from doing everything that I tell you to do? So your ability to know that you are as human as I am human, and coming around the table to actually dissect everything that we are going through or is happening, and we actually come to a consensus of, okay, so this is how I've been doing this is how it's affecting us, how can I change, how can I jump out of that? So few people have the ability to look within and see the holes. Even when someone shows them where the punch is, very few people, including us women, but men more. Because men always feel like a fellow man, if they say, they will take it. But if it's a relationship like you and I come up with something, someone else would maybe dismiss it as, oh, she's whining, oh, she's complaining, oh, all women are always just nagging. But your ability to come around and understand that I'm not mad. Yeah? So we are going to sit down and we are going to dissect this and break it down until it's nothing.
It's nothing, yeah.
I think it's admirable, because then it also affirms the fact that the kind of family I want to bring up, the kind of children I want to bring up, you are going to be able to mold the picture for them. That we can be married and not fighting half the time. We can be married and not sad all the time, because we can always come around and go around and come back around and go around. The other thing, I think your learning ability is the most for now. You used to be your feet, but now it changed. Yeah.
Yeah, the other small one would be, you're good with
Money.
I can't.
Yensonga kino okufula onalebo
Can't.
tulabirire constituency.
Can't talk kwata bulungi.
I would say we complement each other, that all I need is to tailor what I want done, and all he's going to do is get it done. If I say I want a studio to do my content, this is what I've been able to do without the studio, this is what I think I'll do if I have the studio. And then for him, he's like, okay, are you sure? You say yes, because he trusts me to actually be sure when I say something I want. Like, that's why I've not yet asked for an aeroplane. You understand? So for me, I feel supported in that manner, that every time I come up with a plan and we talk about it extensively and we all agree that this is going to work, usually all I need is the plan and he executes. When he has another thing to do, say for example, I need you to get me all this information about this particular thing, I need to get all these contacts, I want to get this here, where can I get it? While I'm home and he's slaving away, I will do that job. Yeah, so in my opinion, I feel like that is how I feel supported and complimented, that I don't have to set out and do everything on my own, and he always knows how to do it without actually breaking down again to redo it because it wasn't a good job.
You have the contact list. You sure have the contact list for most of the things we usually. You know a friend who knows a friend. And, your network has done much more, and they end up helping us so much. I execute, but mostly through your contact list also. Secondly, your ability to think through what you want, and when it comes, you do the most out of it. It's one thing for you saying that I want, let's say, a studio, and the studio comes and you do nothing, a mess out of it. The first time it came, you wanted a kitchen. You remember what you did, the kitchen. Actually, it started with a phone. You wanted a good phone that could, then a kitchen, then a makeup. All those were big businesses. Then a studio, and even other things that had happened along the way. So the ability to really do the most with that you get, that it makes even people with serious business start questioning theirs. They have a whole makeup business, but you who is starting up seems a lot much better than them. And also you're caring for the family. You're caring much more for the family, that you pay good attention to the kids' health, what they are taking in, how they will look. Like, you're particular. While I'm slaving away, I come back to a healthy home. And the last one would be, I might have an eye to invest, but you have an eye to bargain. You have an eye to ensure that the expenses are well managed. So I might get to invest in the business, but you really do much with making sure no one steals.
It's called due diligence. I don't think it's funny. It's actually a serious condition. We were even talking about it today. It's so funny to me how my husband is always in urgency. In my mind, now I have made peace with it. I laugh about it because one thing I think I haven't talked about is that nothing is too serious to me. Nothing is that important, too uptight for me. Everything is, there's humor somewhere there. So every time I see my husband panicking, in my mind, I want to burst out. And I'm like, you knew, because you cannot wake up today and find yourself, say, in Sweden. You must have applied for the visa. You must have bought clothes, shopped shoes, bought a ticket, have a passport. Like, you knew you were going to travel to Sweden at this particular point, but somehow you are late for check-in because why? You didn't have a bag in the morning of the travel. So it's so funny to me how he manages to always end up in that mode. But it's not a funny situation, but it's just funny to me.
I agree.
Oba upakukanga hansense ko. Na mwana ko kuwachirabe. Like even today.
What do I find funny? The first one is chicken. Chicken. What do you do with chicken? What do you do with chicken?
He doesn't like eating his chicken, okay? So when he gets like a drumstick, he bites only the meat in the sides. But like we have paid for the whole chicken piece.
But I eat my chicken. But you keep complaining every other chicken and salads.
But he doesn't eat the chicken as a whole. He just bites only the meat, and then the bone stays with this part of the meat and this part of the meat. And there is even cartilage. So now we have also paid for all of that part. So he wants to throw it. So me, I take all of those things, like the bones and the remaining pieces of meat. How is that funny? That is very economical. Material ya Italy.
Anyway, I find that really funny.
So that's why every time you are eating your chicken, you leave them there intentional and then push them my side.
It became a habit. I was like, no, because if I don't give them to you, shout at me for the whole evening or whole morning or that entire day. You wasted this. You
are wasting the chicken. It's not like you are wasting the chicken. And that is not a good material for a husband.
But as you talked about me doing things
last minute. Okay, not last minute. But like the sense of urgency.
Last minute girl.
But composed.
You're a last minute girl.
Last minute but composed. Yeah.
The other thing I find really funny is every time you buy new things, you don't want to, like the urgency of wanting you to reach at home.
Oh no.
Before you reach.
This is gaslighting 101. We are the same.
No.
We are the same.
You want to try out, like you want the entire community to come and look at you that you bought something.
On a public platform, I want you to agree that we are the same person when it comes to new things and FOMO.
You have FOMO.
See that?
Your FOMO
You will
is
buy
overboard.
like a right here. It's midnight, it has arrived from Amazon. We must first test out the right without going home first. He will buy a cream for the car. Yeah? Even if it's raining, it's going to go to the washing bed. This car has to bathe in this cream and we see how it's shining. If it has stretch marks, yes or no. We are the same person. You can laugh, but I'm also laughing at you inside of my heart.
Oh my God. Those were good examples. I think we are the same. I was looking at what you're buying.
Yes,
clothes.
and food. When I get food here, that's when I make platters. That's when I do all this. But same thing for you. We can't sleep if there's a new light in this house. We cannot sleep. From my end, in all honesty, but when we come back to reality, you are more of a team than you are of individuals. Unless otherwise on rare cases, but if this thing started based off of love, you people almost are aiming at the same thing. Your children being the best, your children getting the best, your family having a good home, feeding properly. Like if you look at it, no one is trying to steal from the other. There are rare cases, but no one is trying to steal from your money. No one is trying to steal from your job or from this. But if you come together and combine the effort, like they said, 2 is better than 1. You combine the effort and together build a home. I feel like it's much better because most of the fights we are having right now, commonly, even when you read online stories, it's 2 individuals separately doing life in the same house. So I would say be a team, be on the team. And every morning there's a time we are talking with Mr. Manos, and we both, I think, talked about the fact that what would happen if we woke up in the morning, like every other single day, take it at a time, and you're like, how have I loved my friend today? What did I do today that would piss her or him off, that would make her or him feel loved or feel seen? What is the worst that can happen if we chose to do or be the right person in the midst of the wind? But if that is too much, just wing it.
You have a choice to make. Marriage has much more to do with the intentionality of the choices you make. If you choose to love this girl, this girl chooses to love this man, you have to fully show intentionality in each of the things you're going to do.
Yeah.
It's work. It's a lot of work. It's the input is much more than you actually think. So be as intentional as possible. If there's no an element of intentionality, things will be hard. Secondly, don't give much weight to smaller things. Learn to outgrow them or talk about them as soon as they come. You know, at first I would be stressed, even the smallest thing. Maybe the food was served on a plate I didn't like, but I don't know the reasons why it's like that. Maybe I greeted you and you didn't reply immediately. I don't know how you felt. I don't understand. Like, there are small things that mount so quickly to give you too much anger. So learn to speak about smaller things so fast and not give them that seriousness and energy to drain you. Lastly, it's a partnership game. You're better off as partners. Look at him or her the same way you'd look at a business partner. If really this was your business partner, what would you do best? Would you be shouting?
End of the back end.
Yeah. Would you be shouting at each other? It wouldn't make the business really thrive. Would you not
show up to work? Send the emails. It can't work out like that. Then the business won't work really. So put in your effort, they put in their efforts, and communicate as effectively
as...
Oh, that does not mean that it's 50-50. Men are still supposed to be paying all the bills. Chonga tukimaze.
Musajja mukulu agenda noonye ssente. N'ebintu si byangu. N'ebintu si byangu munoonye ku ki? Talking of banoonye ku ssente, it's much more about planning than looking for money.
Yeah.
Plan for what you have. I've not...
The problem, okay, we are now not giving you advice, but like talking about this casually, the problem is we always feel like it's never enough. It's not enough. It's just not enough. We take overtime. We work more. We kukuta, because now if I show you this, then you're probably going to execute, rather empty my pockets, and now I'm back to zero, and I'm scared of getting back to zero, and I don't have enough. I don't feel like I'm there already. But now even this one that I'm starting with is not making anything in return. And then there we are with unrealistic expectations, with unrealistic thoughts and fears and all those things. But yeah, we are also a work in progress. Like I said, we are very far from perfect. Like we have broken a cycle this year that in the next 5 years, people should come back to me for relationship advice. Personally, I came in this thing with no clarity. We didn't have any conversations, plus we were going to talk about money, which money. We're going to talk about families, which family.
Which family, really?
So we both came from, I would say, not broken, but malfunctional, dysfunctional homes. Single parents, relatives who are here and there, exactly, especially on my side. So I wasn't insecure, but I was super defensive of, don't play with me. What my mom did not do, I will do. I will live in a blink of an eye. Don't joke. So I was super defensive, that even when I tell you I have no dreams of, like I don't have a picture of me being a bride, it's because I'm not even sure. I was not even sure I wanted to commit, because if I commit, I'm not going back to court to divorce. You're going to find a way of figuring it out, but don't drag me. So I feel like personally, it has softened me in a way. How I have grown, especially in these past 2 years, is that individually, I have learned to see myself as capable of receiving love from other people. It can be love, it can be kindness, it can be respect, it can be praises and all those things, without trying so hard. And I feel like every time I wanted someone to see me, and he didn't, especially because I felt like already no one sees me, it would hit me so bad that the whole world doesn't even see me, and you also don't see me. Like, what do you mean? If you hate me, just say. But in the past 2 years, I think, let down my guard a little bit, not yet so down, but now I allow people to visit. I go to people's homes. I have reached a point now in my life where a lot of things don't stress me anymore like they used to. You will not catch me panicking, because what will happen if I continue panicking like I used to? You will not catch me pleasing anyone. If it's not in my means, I will not be doing it just because so and so is this and this person, or because this person did this for me, so now I should sell my soul just to please them now. If it's not in my means, I will not lay my chest down on the floor for someone to step. And if it hurts me, I will speak about it. And I feel like in the past, I would be so angry. I would keep so much anger because of piled up anger from small bits, small things. Of, he came back late, what was he doing? Why do you come home at 9 p.m? Why don't you want to have dinner with us? Why do you not maybe make calls here and there. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? So the wanting to control, I feel like I'm a free person now. I am doing what I'm doing now with clarity and no pressure. There's no pressure anymore. If I don't want to do it, I do not mind how many ranks you have in the army. We are going down. And I feel like it's liberating, and it has helped me probably not to become better, but feel better about myself in this relationship as a wife, as a parent, as an individual who is also experiencing this life just like everyone else is. Yeah.
That was a lecture.
Anti bw'osoma ennyo oyigiriza nnyo.
I'm somewhere between better and best communicator. With you.
Okay, yeah.
I've done better.
Improvement, I would give you 7.
Give me 7?
7 out of 10, yes.
Because I reply your WhatsApps late? Why not 8?
Because you do not view my stories on time. And that is not good communication, as far as I'm concerned.
Finances. The leadership role in a family has a lot to do with how you will finance whatever is needed. So managing your finances right, planning rightfully is something I took lightly. I remember way back you used to say, Golinze diru. Olinze diru. But it's much better. I'm in a better space. I know when something is about to happen. I foresee some things and I plan better now. And my leadership role for my family is in a better space than it was back then. Growth, like we said, is part of a key word as a relationship. Thirdly is literally defining who I am, what I stand for, and the kind of family I want to lead. Which values am I instilling in my people? And all this started with knowing who really I am. I've thanked you before, but recommending me to therapy was the best thing that you did some year back. So it has improved much on me knowing myself and being able to give what I...
The spares. The remainings, because you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah, you can't pour from an empty cup. So I lead better, I think better, I plan better, I do better. But all in all, like she said, we are still in Bwera and striving to Kampala. Look out for us in a few years from now. It will be really good.
Inshallah.
Amina.
Oh, you forgot to tell them that I'm the financial
The CFO.
Officer, eh? What is a person who teaches about
Chief
money?
Financial Officer. For the
Professor. Boyongera ka professor.
Ka professor. Oyigiriza abantu ebyensi.
Abantu yeggwe.
Wanjigiriza ebyensi.
Otyo. Okimazi. Tokiddamu. Jjako akabuuza. Tugende mu maaso. Tugende mu maaso olw'omushana.
How do you feel about this conversation?
I feel like I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. A few weeks or a few months ago, you could never.
Never what?
Sit in front of the camera
and
say anything. But somehow, it's just I never managed to like really give it so much attention. Somehow you'd sit in the corner and maybe record yourself alone, and then go there and edit other things and hide them, never to be seen ever after. But to sit here and talk and your skin is like smooth. Your hair is not standing. You are not your heart is not about to jump out of your chest. Good job, my good bro.
So, really, that's what you feel about this conversation?
The most I feel like we have had these conversations over and over again, sharing them on camera right now, is is smooth as it can get, but watching you break that shell and allow yourself to live in a different light than what you had described yourself or box you had put yourself in of me, I can't do this, me, I can't do that, me, I can't go to therapy, me, I can't do this, but allowing yourself to exist in different boxes and break out when you can and or when you don't feel comfortable anymore and get into a new dimension and get into on another stage and on another one. I feel like this conversation has actually proved to me that I have been able in this Kampala to change a man. I cannot wait for the next decade and the next decade and the next and the next, and looking forward to being the best versions of ourselves, leading better lives as people who have allowed ourselves to just exist and live and just be as free as possible, leading a better family and creating memories that are going to precede our being here. So yeah, for me, it's just the future that I'm excited about because I feel like we're in a better place now to take off.
And to me, I'm thankful, one, for you being my blessing, my home. And
don't cry.
I'm thankful for you being my home, my blessing. These past 11 years, you've seen me nurture from a young boy to the man I am. You've made me a father, and I'm really proud of us with what we've been able to make out of these 11 years. Thanks for the beautiful family you blessed me with.
Sky and Ruby and the coming ones. I know you're going to watch this in the future. My prayer right now is that you never have to sit anywhere on a podcast and call us humble. Okay. Try your level best to resist the urge. I love you so much. You have given us purpose. You have given us light on what we did not get growing up. I really don't want to cry, but you have relived some of the moments we probably wish we would live or we could have, and we are so proud of you. We wish you all the best, just like you always tell us you wish us the best. We can't wait to see you blossom and grow into these huge people in the world, kind, beautiful and handsome, and able to do anything and whatever you want to do in the land of the living. We are here now, and we just hope to show you the best in our abilities. Thank you so much for watching and probably commenting your experience on the wedding. Thank you for coming and attending this new beginning for us. And we wish you nothing but the best and a Merry Christmas. And Happy New Year.
Yeah, from us to you, Merry
Happy
Christmas,
2025.
Happy 2025. May it be your best year yet.
Peace.
Love.